Welcome back. Let's talk about the currency space now, where the Indian rupee rises in trade today in line with other emerging market currencies. The strength in equities also has come as a support for the currency today. On your screens, it has been more than 0.25% of a gain, and we've seen 62.36 where the rupee shut sharp. Let's get in then. Abhishek Goenka, he's founder and CEO, India Forex Advisors, and he joins us live on the segment as well. Abhishek, hi, welcome. After a very boring day yesterday, we have seen a lot of choppiness come back into the markets today. It, of course, is the ECB meeting today and the non-farm payroll data from US tomorrow that really seems to be keeping the markets jittery. What's your sense from these data's events, and how do you see the rupee performing?
So I think rupee is kind of stuck in the range between 62, 63 for quite some time. But if you look at the overall macro perspective, at one end you have the US, which is definitely, the numbers have been improving. The US GDP is expected to grow at 3%, and unemployment is probably going to come at around 6.5 or 6.3%. So overall, US, what they want is happening on the way. Because of which, if the numbers are improving, the quantity of the Fed tapering will also increase in the same fashion as they've been expecting. So at one end, definitely the US has been doing good. At the other end, if you look at China, China has been slowing down a little bit. If you look at the Macau gambling revenues, it has gone down by 7% in January. From compared to 2012, it is all-time low, which is showing that the consumption in China is coming down. So all the major emerging markets, which is dependent on China, is going to slow down a little bit. And if you look at India per se, we have seen close to $1.7 billion worth of outflows from the debt in the equity markets, which is also not something great news. And India is highly dependent. In countries like India, China, Indonesia is highly dependent on the inflows for the overall growth and investment in the country. And if the Fed tapers, which is likely to happen, then definitely these kind of countries are going to get hit most. Interesting point that we saw, the credit default swap rate, which shows the chance of these emerging markets getting defaulted, is also shot up like crazy over the last few days, which includes all the emerging markets, including India. Of course, if you look at the overall trade numbers of India, it has improved drastically, because of which India was in the front runner and did not crash like the other emerging markets did. But overall, I feel that it's a war between the developed markets and the emerging markets, including India. And in the medium to longer term perspective, probably the dollar is going to remain stronger vis-a-vis these emerging market currencies, including India. So if we have to take a bet, I think 61.80 to 61.90 seems to be the bottom for the rupee. And on the higher end, we're looking at 64 in a couple of months' time.
Abhishek, a couple of other points really which have been supportive for the currency in last couple of sessions have been, one, the government auctioning the spectrum. The other, of course, has been the US bond yields, which were the worst performers in the world in this week. And then yet again, we are looking at the RBI being alert at all times. We have seen them in the physical market on a smallest of decline in the currency.
Very right. Yes, the 10-year yield has fallen down a little bit. RBI has been very active, and they're doing a commendable job in keeping the currency in the band. And so I personally feel that, and the talks of the money coming out because of the auctions is also ruling the market, because of which you are seeing some strengthening coming in the rupee in the last 2-3 days. From around 63 levels, it's come back to 62.36 today. But as I said, keeping these things as constant, at one end you are playing a very big game of the Fed tapering, which you cannot ignore. So even though the rupee will not depreciate like crazy, if you compare with other emerging markets who are more gullible to the Fed outflows, but the trend of the pair would still be on a weaker note, and trend of the rupee would still be on the weaker note, with the US dollar strengthening in the medium term. So I always feel that the importers should still take a conservative approach and look at bookings, whereas exporters, I think, could look at something close to around 63 levels to start covers in case they have missed the earlier levels.
Vijay, what's your sense on the charts then? Because while the rupee has been very choppy all of these days, and there's lots of news that we've had to deal with, but it continues to be in that very narrow range.
You're right, Manisha, but the scope for appreciation for the rupee is also fairly truncated. And I think 61.65 to 61.80 is what I would look at in the absolute near term. If at all there is any trigger for exuberance or any kind of feeling of euphoria that the rupee is likely to appreciate even further before the elections, I would give it till 60.5 at best. At that point in time, I would start to look at buying the USD, and preferably buy the next month series rather than the prompt month, because it would be worth my while to pay a slight premium or cost of carry onto the next month series. And once the rupee, once the dollar crosses 63 and a quarter, I think 64 and a half will not take too long in coming. So my viewpoint would be to go and buy the dips in the USD, because I think over a period of time, especially as we head towards the election, the probability of the rupee weakening against the dollar is far greater than the probability of strengthening.
Okay, so the pressure is expected to continue on the currency, and that's the range that you can trade for the Indian rupee. But with that, Abhishek and Vijay, thank you so much for joining us. We'll let you go. And with that, it's all the time that we have on Hot Commodities. Stay tuned for Rush Hour coming up next.